Now like to introduce Giovanni Tiso. Giovanni is a father of 2 children with autism, and he's also the chairperson of Berrenpore School here in Wellington. He's a wonderful writer and commentator also through social media. Thanks, Giovanni.
Thank you. Kia ora tātou. I'm so proud to be here and so glad for the opportunity to talk to you. I think it's fair to say that our community doesn't find it very easy to come out to these events. I think I speak for the other organisers as well if I say that we've heard a lot of people over the last few days on social media and via email saying to us, oh, what a great event, how important, I would so love to be there. I'm going to be there in spirit, but I can't be there physically. And so I think some of you should really be happy for the fact that you're here. Someone else isn't, but you're here for them as well. And most often, disability itself is not the barrier. You know, it's not because it's hard to get out of the house. It's not because it's hard to get onto these grounds. The real barrier is the fact that the common experience for families with children with disabilities is one of constant struggle. We struggle to have our children enrolled and included in education. We struggle to access health and social services. We struggle for social visibility and inclusion. We are forced into this role of self-advocates, which can and often does become a full-time job, as Bernadette was saying, on top of the jobs we already have and on top of the work of being parents. We also fight for a small pool of resources, which only seems to get smaller. That is because someone in the Ministry of Education, someone without a background in developmental psychology or teaching, has decided that this support goes to 1% of children, and this other support goes to 3% of children. And that's actually irrespective of the need that these children might have. And we fight for these supports, even though we know that if we're lucky enough and our child gets the targeted support they so badly need and deserve, it means that another child who's just as needy and just as deserving is missing out. And this is not right. I think our most common experience here, and I'm really echoing what Bernadette was saying and what Rachel was saying, is that we're tired. We're tired of having to repeat that our children have a right to access the same education system as everyone else. They have the right to be there all day, without their parents having to pay for a teacher aide, without being sent home when the teacher aide is sick, without not being allowed to go on camp, without having to pay for all sorts of other supports. And most importantly, they have a right to be believed to be able to learn to the best of their abilities. Our aspirations are the same as every other parent. We hope for our children that they be happy, independent, able to participate fully in the society. And on this note, I'm deeply concerned about the recent proposal to review educational support for 18 to 21-year-olds. I'm afraid that this is not they call it a review, but I'm afraid that this is not the kind of review that is going to bring more money. This is not a review that is going to end well. The government is looking for money for early childhood education, and they think they're going to take it from young people at a really critical time, making it so much harder for them to complete their education. I don't think this is acceptable. This angers me because it tells me that the government doesn't share our aspirations, doesn't share our faith in our children, and doesn't believe that they deserve a chance to be full members of society. Those of us who could make it here today are here because we are tired. This house behind us, this is our place as well. We have every right to belong there just as much as everyone else. And this today, I'm really heartened by this turnout, and I think this today can be the beginning of the change that we so desperately need. Kia ora.